This episode brought to you by the 5-Day Work Week, bringing you 2 days of fun every week.
This is HOTDROP, where we bring you premier PUBG analysis and soon PlayStation drops. I'm Dano.
And I'm John.
Cody's not here, but let's get into it. And this is where Cody usually goes.
Oh, yeah.
Flang, 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 flang. And then he goes, we got some stuff in here. So you have to be Cody, because he's not here. And you just talk about how much stuff we have in here.
Okay. We got some stuff in here, Daniel.
Daniel was perfect. What do we have, John? Jody?
Don't call me Jody, please.
Jody.
Well, first off, how about some Discord love? How poppin' has it been?
Poppin'. The poppinist.
I actually don't know because I've been really busy, but Cody knows. Cody knows.
Know. He does know. Jody knows.
Jody, don't call me that.
Oh, God. Yeah. We started every episode with the Discord loving, and, you know, this episode, of course, will be no different. You guys are awesome.
Because, yeah, they're so supportive. It's a great community.
Yeah, and you can kind of get a feel for how things are right now as far as the PUBG scene, the people on Xbox. So first off, I have to say that customs came in. People are super excited about those. But then you also kind of see people breaking off and playing their own games.
Sure.
We've got just announced today, there's going to be a Battlefield 1 night coming up really soon. I completely forgot when it was, but I was reading about some of the Xbox guys talking back and forth about making a Battlefield squad. Playing some other games together as well. So people aren't just playing PUBG anymore 24/7. We have some people that are, and we still are, but not everyone is. And that's fine, because this is a community. Like, we're not just PUBG anymore. And like, we've kind of made that pretty clear how eventually people are going to start moving away from this game, and we're ready for that change if that's what the community does.
Yeah, it's more like letting people do what they want, right? Like, PUBG brought us all there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's what has to keep us there.
That's a perfect way to put it. Yeah, we didn't want to box people in with the rooms that we have in Discord or the voice channels. We're open to new things, and we react to what the people want.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We had the LAN party. It happened.
How cool was that?
Come and gone, but it was incredible. So I wish we got to play a little more with you on our team. I felt like we definitely could have played together a little more, but it's kind of just how it all ended up. We did a lot of customs, Xbox to start, and then we did some PC customs. It was a great turnout, especially in the Xbox side. At one point, we had 25, 26 people in Discord for Xbox alone. It was incredible.
Dang.
I've never seen a showing like that. And we kind of worked out the kinks a little bit. We figured out how to set up the lobbies. Fugly did an incredible job at that. We didn't even touch it, honestly, but we just figured out what works best. Yeah. And I think next time what we have to do is cut down on some of the downtime, have 2 people set up lobbies, and have one ready to go once everyone dies, that they can hop into that second one.
Yeah.
But it was cool. You guys were really open to different game modes, war modes, and even kind of making up your own custom games, like drop in Camp Alpha and stay there, like don't go outside the walls. You'll have the odd person who drops at docks, but you can't win them all. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I left happy and like satisfied, but not feeling like we had enough time. I would have liked just a little more time to play more as a squad and have more variety on the PC side and the Xbox side. I felt like we were just living in an Xbox world, but didn't get a really good chance to play with one of you, or most of you guys, one-on-one.
Well, it's really hard. You have such a limited time, and so many people want to come out and play, and it was really fun, at least from my perspective, from the PC part of things, to have everybody come in and trying different game modes. We even gave zombies a shot. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun to kind of just like do random stuff, and it would have been like we could have had our regular game night where we play squads together, and that would have been great, obviously, but it wouldn't have been like the special land cast that it was,
Hmm.
just doing squads.
Yeah,
So like I think the takeaway from that is like the people who have an Xbox, you and Cody, should hop on more often when you have time.
exactly.
Obviously, there's not a lot with the Xbox people and try and play with them when you can, just because that's fun. But I think probably these like big events will mostly be surrounding like custom games where a lot of people are playing rather than just a squad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of spread around the hot drop love to so many different people that you
Yeah.
don't get a good chance to really bond with some of the people that have been wanting to play with us for a while. And I think that's what I was feeling. I just wanted to play more squads, but it was just one night, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it, but I did kind of feel bad that I felt like we didn't, I myself personally didn't get enough time with Xbox, but the way to fix that is just play more Xbox. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's what we're going to do. Patreon, we have one. It's a thing. We have one. Thank you so
Cody
much
and
for the
Xbox.
support. It got Cody and Xbox.
It works, people.
It does. It does. Patreon.com/HOTDROP. And along with that, we also just got our first proofs for stickers in the mail. They're freaking awesome.
They are cool.
They're small though, so we're gonna have to make them a little bit bigger. The first ones we got were 3 inches by 1.5 inch. So they're a little bit small, so we're gonna bump it up. But the quality is great. Love it. I'm gonna plug them. Hell yeah, I'm gonna plug them. Stickermule.com. That's where we got them. Really awesome process, super fast. So if you guys are interested in any merch of the sticker variety, check them out. But speaking of other merch, we are going to look at mugs and shirts and koozies and all that stuff you guys are interested in, and all the stuff that I want to hang on my walls personally.
What about a toilet seat cover?
I can make that happen for you.
All right, cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, did you hear, like, my grandma had, like, not a hot drop one, obviously, but, like, like a soft cushion toilet seat cover or something?
My grandma had one too. I think it was light blue.
Pink.
Pink. Yours is pink. Nice. Have you ever seen the carpet ones? It's like
No.
literally like carpet as a toilet seat.
That's horrible. Why
It's
would you want
disgusting.
carpet in a bathroom?
She also had carpet in the bathroom. It was green, not from pee stains, but because it was like puke green color to begin with.
Well, yeah,
Awful.
because it was the old times when they didn't have good colors.
Yeah, exactly. Not very good colors back then. Yeah, so if any other merch you guys are interested in, let us know. But I think it's going to start with mugs and koozies and maybe like, who knows? Who knows from there? Umbrellas, glasses, hoodies, shirts, whatever you want. I'm excited. It's cool.
I know somebody in Discord said that they had a koozie for every occasion, meaning that any size beer, they could fit it with an individual koozie. So hopefully, I can't remember who that was, but hopefully they will have a hot drop koozie soon.
I would bet my money on that with Schluby.
That, yeah, okay, yeah.
Feels
Schluby.
right to me. It feels right.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Next up, we got top 10. So yeah, we're a little bit behind still, but I did put out a top 10 video. It's the first one in a while.
Nice
Felt
job.
pretty good about it. And I feel like Downward was like disappointed that I picked him. And looking back and after seeing his reaction, I was like, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Like the one kill he had was underwhelming, but if you see his game from start to finish, it was absolutely incredible. Edge of the seat, solos versus squads. But I had to pick him for the win, not because he's an awesome supporter of the show and a great guy all around and does great charity streams, and he's personally a fan of mine. Just
helps.
because, that helps. It definitely helps. However, the whole package of that game was awesome.
Sure.
That was awesome. So congrats to him.
Congrats.
Send us your Discord emote. And we've got last month's top 10. So, well, we have one more to do of the old setup format. There you go. And then we have the new format coming in, which was last month's. And then this month's, those are open too. So we're going to catch up. Just give us a little more time. We've been pretty busy, but it's going to be a new format. There's going to be a real tangible prize. It could be something I already mentioned in this podcast. It could not. You just never know with us. We're all over the place. But submit your best clip, your number one best clip. And if you don't have Discord, you're crazy. But if you don't, you could always email it to us or send us a link in Twitter or anything like that. Also, the website, thicishotdrop.com, by the way. I don't really promote the website, but you can check that out too. So yeah, long story short, congrats to Downward and a new top 10. Submit those ASAP. The submissions close at the end of this month.
Very nice. Speaking of
Yeah.
new challenge of the week.
Yeah, buddy.
It's wide open currently. What is it?
It's
What's the
wide
current
open.
challenge?
Right now, the current challenge is a challenge where you have to stall to go to the Discord to remember what the challenge is.
Oh yeah. So I remember what it was.
Of
It was
course.
the challenge for this week was the one where you scroll through your Discord
Yep. It's the
notifications.
one of what it was, which was you can only get armor and helmets off your kills. However, you
Right.
can use any weapon you want.
It makes sense. I
Makes
remember
sense.
that.
So we pin this in the Discord every single time. Point Click Dead is doing an awesome job to think up these challenges. Sometimes my mouth moves a lot faster than my brain does. I'm working on it.
I
But he's doing a great job with these. The scoring is also posted in the pinned messages. And a lot of people have been asking about the scoring, not really understanding how it works. But it's pretty straightforward. So every kill gives you 17 points. And so you add up all your kills, and then you look at your placement. And we have a little grid, which is a tournament rules style placement scoring thing that tells you get 5 points if you finish 40th, all the way up to 250 points if you finish first. So let us know what your placement is and let us know how many kills you got. We add those together, and that's your total score. And if you play in a solo, you get more points because it's technically harder in solos.
slightly more. Yeah.
So you get a placement multiplier of 1.05. So it takes your placement points, multiplies them by 1.05, then adds in your kills, and that's your total score. So that is in the pinned messages as well. So if you're ever wondering what the challenge is, we do one every single week. It comes out on Monday. It closes on Monday after that. And it's always in the pinned messages in Discord.
On the challenge of the week channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
who
I
won
believe
last week, by the way?
it was a tie, right?
It was.
Charlie and Thomas versus ITT Tom and Sofa King Yummy.
Yeah, same score.
Same score. That's
Yep.
a tough one.
And their score was 420 Blaze It. Horn, 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 horn.
Also, I believe that PCD called out PC specifically to start getting in the running because I think that it's the majority mobile and Xbox players
Yes.
turning in points.
Yeah, get in there. It's so easy to do, and it's fun. It's a good way to mix up your regular PUBG sessions with something a little bit different. So, yeah, Cody's not here.
True.
We have to introduce a new segment, though. The show must go on without him.
I'm Cody. This is me and our new segment, the Playpen.
PlayStation.
So with our new segment comes a new platform for people to play PUBG. PS4. Brand new. Coming out December 7th?
Yeah,
Yeah, December 7th.
it's in like 3 weeks.
That's very soon. And also, if you recall, we were talking about it needing to come before the holiday season. Cody wanted it before Black Friday, but I think
Yeah.
this still fits for, some end of year sales.
Yeah, December 7th, I think more than enough time to get your Christmas shopping in. Get little Johnny a PS4 and a copy of PUBG. Get him in here so we can dunk on him. Anyway,
Oh, wait, you just made me think they won't do this, first of all. This is not happening. But there is a world where PS4 and Xbox players could play against each other.
you heard it here first. PUBG crossplay confirmed.
It's definitely not happening,
It's definitely happening.
but it actually would make sense here rather than Xbox to PC.
Yes. No, totally agree. Totally agree. And this way you don't have to set up the separate lobbies. You have controller people with controller people. As long as performance is the same, it just makes so much sense to do it this way.
That's true. The performance actually would be an issue, or could be an issue.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious how it'll perform, considering they've had a lot of time to, get the game into like a decent spot.
Mhm.
So I wonder if it's going to be like rough out of the box and we'll have the same kind of ramp up that Xbox had, or like a quicker one, but
Yeah.
a similar problematic initial phase, or if it's going to be, good to go.
Yeah, I've got to imagine that they would kick this thing off with the most recent build of whatever Xbox has.
I mean, yeah,
Like you don't think they're going to go back to like an old build from like a couple months ago, right? Like you'd think they
no,
would kick off right, right off the gate with
yeah,
the most recent.
it's at least going to be a 1.0 release, right? Like it can't be early access because
Right.
that would just be insane.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would imagine that the builds got to be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
See though.
And the controls should transfer over pretty well because they have the same number of buttons, I believe, right? Yeah, they still have like trigger, bumpers, the 2 sticks, the D-pad, and 4 buttons. It's basically the same controller mapping. They don't have to do much to change it there.
Uh-huh.
And as far as horsepower of the consoles, if I remember right, the PS4 was a little bit stronger than the Xbox One at launch. I don't know if that's true anymore, especially with the S and the X. I think the X is the most powerful console out there.
There's the PS4 Plus now.
Yeah. Or Pro, right? PS4 Pro.
Yeah. Plus is the game.
The subscription. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it should run the same as Xbox. I really think it'll be about the same.
Should be. It should be, yeah.
Yeah. So they're kicking off pre-orders already, and some people in our Discord have already bought it and have downloaded it, which is incredible. And to react to that, we had to make a PlayStation 4, group on Discord. So that's why the colors are different. We took away the blue from the PC, which was kind of an oversight at the beginning, thinking that the PC people would be, or thinking that PS4 would never be there because blue was an obvious choice for that. So we made PC red and added PS4. But anyway, what really matters is that you can pre-order it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I guess that matters more.
Yeah.
But you get skins.
You do.
Nathan Drake, desert outfit, Ellie's backpack from The Last of Us, the unknown avatar. Oh, for your network. Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of funny that we're getting skins from a different game as your pre-order bonus.
We got that.
Hey.
Or the Joker and
Oh, yeah. We got the Joker and Harley Quinn from the Batman movie. Oh, Cody's here. Hey.
Oh, Cody, welcome back.
Yeah, but this confirms backpack skins are coming, which I'm fine with.
Good point.
Those level 1 backpacks are ugly.
Yeah, so is this a generic backpack skin or is this a level 2 backpack skin? Is it different?
The world may never know.
Let us know what you think in the Discord.
Boom.
Boom. Plugged.
So, yeah, I mean, that's it. So you've got a couple different options to choose from as far as pre-ordering, from $30 all the way up to $90. Don't spend $90. That's too much bucks.
Oh, that gives you like, what's the Vikendi?
So, yeah, exactly. This is how they first announced the snow map name.
The name.
In a pre-order for PlayStation. That kind of fanfare right there. I'm shocked. I couldn't believe that's how they decided to announce the name, but that must be what it is because it says Survival Pass Vikendi, which is exactly what we did with Savage Sanhok when that was released. And we know that the pass comes out with new maps. So that's what the new snow map will be called. You heard it here first. We heard it there first, I guess. But yeah, $90, don't pay that much. Really don't. It's not worth it. Get the base edition. You'll earn BP over time. You don't need the 20,000 BP boost. The 6,000 G coin, that's just coin you can buy with your real money later anyway. And the survival pass will probably be like $10, $12. So just buy the base game or like the second Survivor edition. But even that seems kind of pricey. I would just pay $30 for this game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I haven't spent any additional money on this game. I didn't buy the survival pass for Sanhok, and I'm very happy I didn't. I didn't play hardly at all when it came out.
Same. Some people have in our Discord bought the survival pass. They said it was great. They filled it up. They finished it. We just weren't really playing at that time. We didn't really have a lot of time to play.
Yeah. So that was just kind of like serendipitous, but
Yeah. So, Discord reactions. How are people feeling about this? What's the chatter in the community? So,
relatively positive.
relatively positive. Yeah, people are pretty excited. Scale Speeder, he's the one who's already preloaded it. It says right on his screen, he downloaded it and it said 23 days left till you can play. So he's got a little bit of a time to wait. But he's pretty excited because streaming from the PS4 is pretty powerful. He was telling me about the sharing options that you have and how easy it is to get gameplay footage onto YouTube from the PS4. And he's a big content creator, so he's super into that.
There's a button. You hit the share button, and
Yeah.
it gives you an option to just pop the footage up somewhere. Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely good for that. I think they have a little bit of a leg up over Microsoft on that one. There was a lot of chatter about the possibility of crossplay support. We started to go down that road just now, but
I mean, it's not happening.
it's not happening. It's not. There's no way.
There's no
Fortnite, there's something magical about the game Fortnite. You know, it's like gold crusted something or other. I don't even know. It's like the savior of crossplay between Sony and Microsoft, but there's something golden about that game that people love, but it's not going to happen on
It's
on
when
PUBG.
there's so much money on the table that they literally can't say no.
Yeah, they'd be
the only
stupid not to.
PUBG doesn't bring that much money to the table. It hasn't in a while, but we'll see. It's not happening.
It's not happening.
I like how I just come on as Cody and then I'm completely negative.
Yeah, it fits. It's fitting. Eventually, you're gonna have to work a dumb as hell in here.
I thought I did that.
Oh, but you didn't spout off and go on a tangent for a while.
I'm not good at tangents.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll get you. We'll get
Oh,
you
it's
one.
dumb as hell. Tangents. Tangents are dumb as hell. That's all I have. I can't get past that and not start laughing, so it's really hard. I don't know how he holds it together.
He's good. It's years of training. You'll
Yeah,
get there someday, Jody.
Matt Von Doom. Hopefully they're ready for it and expand it accordingly. Otherwise, I could see them being less focused on Xbox quality of life fixes once they have PS4 to focus on. Or it could just bring more hype and eyes to the game. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the key. So a little bit later on, and I'll just jump right to this, actually. Nightman says he thinks this could be the best thing that happens to the Xbox version. Sony will demand they get it right. They're the biggest console player in the market by a mile, and the code for both consoles can't be that different. This will be massive on a PS4 if it runs halfway decent.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get crossplay. So that's what I want to bring up there is the fact that there are way, way, way more PS4s in the world than there are Xbox Ones. I looked up this number, and as of August, there were 82 million PS4 consoles sold versus 38 million Xbox Ones. That's like a almost 50 million difference. That's crazy. I had no idea how big PS4 was in the world.
Yeah, that's a very large number difference.
Huge. More than double.
Huge. I mean, it just shows how long PS4 has been has their hand in the game. They've been
Yeah.
around for a while. Got a lot of fans.
Yeah, and I think like what you're saying, potentially in other areas of the world that we don't really consider living in the U.S., probably a pretty big foothold in some of the Asian countries, which is big for this game too. We saw
Yeah,
the
I know.
China growth for PUBG.
Right. And I know Japan, I mean, it's a Japanese company. But they use a lot of their handheld games or handheld systems out there. So I would assume that using the handhelds would lead to using the hard console or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think I agree. I do not believe that they will drop the ball on this. I think if Nightman is right that the code for both consoles isn't that different, then we would having a unified launch schedule for these. We probably won't have a disparate build really as much as PC and Xbox. So I think that the updates and stuff will come at about the same time, and I don't think it'll interrupt stuff or delay things. My assumption is this is why they've been so quiet about everything, is because they've been trucking on this and trying to get the map out before end of year.
Yeah, I think that's got to be what it is. Like we just haven't really seen a lot of announcements as far as roadmap or really anything as far as
Yeah.
what they're working on PC, which is kind of a bummer actually. It would be nice to know what the deal is, but I'm over here Googling really quick because I'm curious.
Ooh, do that on your own time.
Yeah, right. I'm curious about the hardware of the Xbox One versus the PS4. I'm pretty sure they're fairly comparable as far as AMD runs the CPU and the GPU for both.
Okay.
So what that tells me is there is a pretty good chance that they can develop for the Xbox One and it should be similar in performance on the PS4. That's my
That would be nice.
uneducated non-developer opinion of this matter. Which aligns with the idea that we're going to have a similar build, the performance could be the same, and a similar development schedule because of that.
Yeah.
So that would be ideal.
Yeah.
It just makes sense to get them in alignment. And they've been trying to get Xbox and PC in alignment for the past many months, and we're like one patch off at this point.
Yeah, it's close.
So, yeah.
PCD.
Yeah, Point Click Dead. He says, only time will tell if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but PUBG can only get better on all platforms from this point forward. I agree. More eyeballs on this game, more developers, a bigger company working on it. And more exposure, really. More copies sold means the game is going to do better overall. So that it can only be good things.
Yeah, no, I'm behind that. Charlie, more focus on consoles is always positive. Cross-platform is probably never going to happen, but it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Charlie is a genius.
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 Someone make this man a mod. And finally, Ironic Bullet says, let's hope it brings some hype back. And I agree with that. Plus, he can get some kills on some noobs and look good for a week. Overall, this can only help PUBG. So yeah, a lot of positive feedback. However, we have one person, Ray, which I'll
bad
call out.
apple.
Bad apple. This is why we ban Ray every episode and every chance we get. No, I'm just kidding. We do that, but I'm just kidding because it's interesting to have his opinions here as well. Because he says that he doesn't think it's a smart move for Bluehole. He says although they are sure to generate additional revenue, they are already struggling to keep up with development cycles and fixing bugs for the two platforms that they support currently. Adding an additional platform for a small developer like they are, while they're losing player base on an increasing basis, is probably not the smartest idea. Interesting take. John, feedback. What do you think? Is this a smart move?
I think it's a smart move to add PS4 support. I think that this would be more true a year ago. I think the position that PUBG is in currently is not a terrible one. Sure, there are still some bugs. There are still some quality of life things that could be fixed. Probably even more true on Xbox. However, it's not the terrible game that we all were playing like a year ago or whatever, right? Like it is not in the same state that it was. I think a lot of people are very hard on the game and were rightfully so, but as it's increased its quality, people still are too quick to say that it's a terrible game that doesn't run well. It's not perfect, but I think it's actually in a pretty good spot.
100% in agreement. Yeah, I think a lot of people are remembering the bad things about this game, especially when it was in its infancy a couple months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. But it's gotten so much better since then. The people complaining that this game is not playable or using any other of those hyperbole words, no, you're wrong. I do think this game is a whole lot better than it used to be. And it was not good at one point, like you said, but it has come a long way. And I think that this is going to be a good move overall. And I think it only hasn't come to PS4 yet because Microsoft must have signed some kind of 1-year exclusivity deal because it seems pretty obvious that it would come to PS4, especially when you look at those console numbers, man. Like 82 million consoles out there compared to 38 on Xbox. They must have paid a pretty penny to get exclusivity for a year on this. Yeah. And I also don't think Bluehole is that small anymore. Like, we know they're not even called Bluehole anymore. They're a PUBG Corp. They've made a lot of strides in making a bigger team. They're bringing on more and more talent. They just got a new community manager just this week. I saw that. They're making moves to be a big company, and I think we should probably start thinking about them as not a small indie developer anymore. Like, there's no possible way that they can still be 20 people like they were when they started this game back on PC 3 years ago. I think that they are much bigger now, but
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean like it's going to translate to talent. Not to translate to success immediately, because throwing more developers at a problem doesn't necessarily fix the problem or make the thing go any faster. But I think that they're on the right path here. And a couple more months from now, we could potentially have a much better game than even we have now, which is a pretty great game. It's a pretty great game right now.
Yeah, totally.
So, sorry, going off on a tangent there. Sorry.
I will say that I think the struggling to keep up with development cycles and fixing bugs is a possible concern when supporting an additional platform. However, hopefully the code bases will be relatively similar, so it won't be a big problem. And we've been complaining about lack of content. Hopefully it was just the final push to get the PS4 ready, and with that, the map. So hopefully we'll see some, a little bit of revival from them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do get a little concerned when I see maintenance extended by hours and hours and hours. And little bugs, like when they give you compensation for an error that they had and that compensation doesn't even work. Like, that's a little disheartening for sure.
Yeah.
And there are some struggles, but I think overall, like, none of us, I definitely haven't paid attention to any other game development cycle as closely as I have this one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at every single patch note, every single update, every tweet that they tweet. I'm looking at every little thing. And I've never done this with any other game. And it's a good chance that all of these things happen with other games too, on varying scales of severity, I would say.
True.
So I don't know. I don't know how this measures up against like a Call of Duty or a Fallout 76 launch, because I don't pay that much attention to them as much as I do PUBG. So I don't know if they're
it's a different beast, I think.
Average.
Yeah, I think it's still a different beast, since this was like a huge success from like a relatively small company. I will say that I believe I watched an interview with Brendan Green who said that the company was up to about 200 people when I saw the interview.
Damn, nice.
And I think that was 4-ish months ago. So I would assume that they're circling around 300 or so employees at this point. So yeah, it's not like a 20-person company at all.
Yeah,
it's sizable.
I mean, they're no Naughty Dog or Activision.
No, it's
but
Ubisoft or anything like that with multiple headquarters or whatever. They actually might have multiple offices, since I think they have a location out in Santa Monica.
Yeah, and Korea. I know they're there as well.
Korea, yeah. But anyway, the point is, not like super small anymore.
Yeah. Right. So this all brings the question from Nightman. What will you do with the podcast when you get a big PS4 following? Will you go back to gun mechanics and basics like that?
No, we'll just shut it down. Shut it all down.
We're just
as
going
to
fold.
Get PS4. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this day for a while, and we're going to call it quits, because I have no room for more research. I can't read another goddamn patch note. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
He's breaking, guys. Yeah, that's an interesting question. What do you think?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk about this with Cody today, because this just came up today, but I think we may go back and talk a little bit about some basics like gunplay, movement, the various tips for combat, things like that, because we do forget about the fact that we get new viewers and new listeners all the time, and people aren't going to go back and listen to episode 20 from 3-4 months ago, however many months ago that was. And I always think it's a cop out to say, go back and listen to this one if you want to know more. Like, you don't want to repeat yourself, but I don't think you're doing your viewership justice if you just say, go back and listen to this old episode from a year ago.
Right.
Because a lot has changed since then.
That's true.
But what were you going to say there? Sorry, I cut you off a little bit.
Oh, no. I was just, I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, they won't know where to look. Like
Oh yeah,
it was before you said like go back to listen to episode 20, but like how would they know to listen to that?
right.
It's
Yeah,
like we have to say every episode like 20. Episode 20 is the game mechanics episode, so or gun mechanics, so
yeah,
check that out.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. The balance has changed. They've added a bunch of guns since then.
yeah. All that
Um,
info's out of date. You know.
and like our loadouts might like I hardly pull up a sniper anymore. I run two autos usually.
Yeah, yeah. All when the game mechanics change, your loadouts change, and your strategy changes. So all that stuff. I mean, there's definitely would be some benefit to going back and listening to those episodes, but nothing
Sure.
like doing it again. So
Sure.
we would definitely consider that because honestly, it's been a little dry as far as content here. We haven't seen a lot of updates or news, and it's tough to have an hour and a half show when there's not much to talk about. So, yeah, we might consider that.
Yeah. Oh, I think it would be nice to give like it's hard to think of tips every week, but having some kind of, tip, I think would be nice for new listeners.
Yeah, and hearing their questions as well. That would be nice
Sure.
to see PS4 people come in
Totally.
and answer the questions that they have.
Yeah, it's way easier to direct to like, what kind of grips do you use or whatever, or what's your
Yeah,
loadout? It's way easier to answer that than like just bringing it up every episode.
exactly. Nice.
Do your work, community. Ask us the questions.
Yes, we're here to please. We just don't know
Discord.
what to do. Help us out. All right, now you got to say the Xbox box like Cody does.
The Xbox box.
What's in the fucking box?
So this is in the box. It's a new community weekly post. Did you know they post on a weekly basis to the community?
Big if true.
It is true. It's also big. Well, it's okay at this time.
Yeah, I'm okay with the contents of this box.
Yeah, so it's November week 2, and they start out the box talking about desync, which is one of our pet peeves, and everybody, the bane of every PUBG player's existence, right?
Yep. Oh god. It's the biggest thing that I feel that's holding back every single battle royale game in existence.
It's so hard with so many people on a server out away from you. It's a tough thing to solve for, but yeah, it's definitely trouble.
Yeah. Have you heard of Spatial OS? I'm going off the show notes here, so I'm kind of dipping my toe in the water here.
No, I haven't. What is that?
Spatial OS. So I need to look into this a little more, and I'm literally Googling it as I speak.
Okay.
But Spatial OS is this new system where I think from what I understand, it's sort of like cloud-based computing for game servers like this. So you can have one server running like the item locations, one server running like where you are in the world, one server running, I don't know, this piece of the map and another piece of the map and another piece of the map. If what I think is correct, this could be a way around some of these problems because it offloads some of the issues and what would you call it? Some of the data, the number crunching, if you will, to different servers that are all running the same game instance.
That seems like a nightmare to coordinate.
Right. Yeah. So I need to look into this a little more, but I think games like Mavericks are using that. And this could be what becomes the next generation of Battle Royale, where we have people in servers of 500 or 1,000 players at once.
Right.
So it's like cloud computing, essentially, for multiplayer games. But, yeah, I'll have to do more research on that. But it came up in the Infection podcast when I was going home to the LAN party last week, and I was listening about that. So it's very interesting. And I think you can add it to the Unreal Engine. I think it's sort of like an add-on, kind of. So
interesting.
Very, very interested to see the growth of that and the development of that. So
yeah, that could be something.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. Desync. This is something, as we just said, they are fighting with and will always continue to fight with. However, on the PC, there was a hot fix very recently, last week, that they discovered a bug with movement interpolation, which caused other players' movement to be visibly delayed. So because this character location was delayed on the server, it would send the wrong location to the enemy, and therefore you would see people dying when they were already behind cover. And they pushed an update to PC. Wacky Jackie did some testing, and he found that it was a big improvement, and he's very optimistic now because,
awesome.
like you just said, this is the one thing that people despise in PUBG.
Yeah.
And they're bringing the same fix to Xbox. So that is awesome. I
great.
have not played since last week, so I don't really know. I didn't really notice it, but if I did, I was playing in big custom servers, so I don't know. There's fewer people in those matches, so it's not a big deal when there's less players. True. But overall, this fix is expected to reduce desync. Ping difference and network connection can still cause the desync.
Sure.
But if there's smooth communication from server to client, it's going to just eliminate that, and then your only limitation at that point would be your connection.
Right, and the region-based matchmaking, which they're implementing, will resolve like the majority of the major issues around there.
Right.
Around that ping-based stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty cool.
So good news. Hopefully more to come in this as well. I'm sure they can think of other things to do to increase the performance, but this is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. Movements up next. There's an issue with for players trying to run in a straight line.
Yeah, I did notice this. I lied and said I didn't notice it. I noticed it for sure. Said that last episode. I was like, I don't notice a difference. Yeah, it's immediately noticeable. I couldn't run straight at all.
So they're adding an option for forward movement dead zone, which will help with this. It can be adjusted in the controller settings.
What I don't like about this is that it's adjustable. There's no other game that has this, right?
Seems weird.
It seems like you should just have it work right and you shouldn't need to adjust it, right?
Yeah, like what are they adjusting for the different control? Like, is it that different between like the Elite controller and like a regular Xbox One controller? Is
Great
that
question.
what it's for, or is it just like personal? I'm very confused.
Yeah,
I'm very confused by that.
I've never had an issue running straight in any other game. I feel like this should just be how it is.
They should add. Did you play GameCube at all? Much?
The only time I ever touched a GameCube was for Smash, and it was me just really sucking. I couldn't get used to that controller. It was very difficult.
It's a weird controller. One thing that they have, I can't remember if this was on the C stick or the D stick, but they, instead of a circular pattern around that outside, it was like octangular.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like it would click into like forward or like 45 degrees to the right or whatever.
Yep. So there is no dead zone. It's literally
maybe PUBG needs that instead.
Yeah, right. Or bring back the GameCube controller. PUBG.
Just get like shitty little octangular attachments for your stick so that it locks into the forward position.
We can make it happen. We have the technology.
Yeah, the HOTDROP branded ones.
Yeah, look for that on merch. The merch channel real soon.
Produced by Mad Cats, everybody's favorite.
Oh, God. Get that out of here. Oh, Jesus.
The other next up on the list, graphical settings, still in development, few details, 3 options for visual quality, 3 options for resolution, as well as a dynamic resolution as part of that.
Yeah, this is them trying their hardest to make the Xbox One X perform like the S or the OG. Just turn down the visuals a little bit, make it run fast. That's all I want. But you're not going to sell Xbox One X's with a setting to lower visual quality. That's what people expect both. So
yeah. Dynamic resolution is interesting. It adjusts the resolution depending on the resources being used in the current in certain gameplay situations. That's like when you're watching like a YouTube video or something on Twitch and it drops to like 360p for a second. And you're like, what the fuck happened to my video?
I knew
like,
exactly that's what you're going to say.
So upset when that I like immediately select the quality. I'm like, no, full thing. If there's a hiccup in my internet, I want to know about it. I don't want this video to go down.
That will be your constant life. your state of being in PUBG if you have a 1X.
It might help your frames.
It would.
Might. It says this feature will allow for overall stable frame rate. However, it's really hard to spot people when it's 360p.
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone's a block of grass.
And suddenly, like a spinning beach ball just appears in the middle of your screen while it switches resolutions.
Oh my! It says buffering with like a certain.
Oh,
Oh,
awful.
Okay.
Awful. But hopefully it's not that bad. We don't know.
Hopefully
yet.
it's not. Yeah, I'm hyperbolizing it a little bit.
Of course, of course. Yeah. We also have FPP FOV improvement. A lot of letters there.
Sure.
They're developing a FOV slider for first person. That's nice. I dig that. When you want a little
Get
more
Quake
field
up
of view.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they already have it in PC, so it's a nice addition
they
to
do.
Xbox as well. It's been requested for quite some time. They say they're targeting a late November or early December release for that and the graphical settings. Those are coming out soon. And in addition to everything else, they're also working on getting rid of some of the Play-Doh, increasing the loading speed and of the world, as well as getting into matches so that players won't be fully loaded in when the plane already has flown half its course on the map. So, yeah, you want to be in the game before it starts. It kind of makes sense.
It's true.
Just a little bit of sense.
There's another thing. There were free play days, but they're past, so you already missed it. I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
So hopefully you got your friends to play, and they bought the game, or will buy it on PS4.
Yeah. It's also on Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass is now a home to PUBG, and you can get your first month for $1, nice and cheap.
You got
sweet.
$1.
Everyone's got $1. I'm sure you can find $1 on your
Whoa.
couch cushions, right?
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, if you have a device that allows you
Yeah.
to listen, I have a feeling you have $1.
You got a phone, right?
You got a phone, bro, right? This is the full-fledged PUBG experience on mobile. Just in PUBG's case, it actually is.
It's better.
It's better. Shots fired. There's a hotfix. You want to talk about the hotfix?
I guess. What they fix?
We might have already talked about this.
I think we talked a little bit about it. Movement dead zone, punk jacket
Yeah, free skin.
for login event, and your favorite motorcycle helmet.
Hell yeah. But what's great? And by great,
great?
I mean dumb as hell. And maybe you can take
yeah.
Cody's lead on this.
Uh-huh.
They hotfixed out NA first person duo, EU first person solo, and OC third person duo servers.
You know what that is?
Tell
Do you
me.
know what that is? That is dumb as hell. I'd really like to tell you how dumb as hell that is.
Dumb. Dumb as hell.
You're so dumb. Really dumb. For real.
Dumb as hell. Why? Why? All right. Why would they remove these options? We know that people enjoy what they want to enjoy, right? We know that we have people in this Discord, in NA, in EU, trying to play these modes. We don't know about OC. We got a couple, but probably not very many. But these servers, they're taking them out, and now our fans are not going to be able to play these. They're just telling us to play other modes. That's pretty dumb. I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
It's dumb as hell.
Dumb as hell. Also, they're opening a South American server, which is cool as hell.
Yay. Gross.
That's weird.
Gross.
There's nothing that'll bum a user out more than having their favorite mode removed.
So,
Right?
Yeah. So they updated it again later today, and they said they're going to hold on this for now, but they're still itching to press that close server button. I think it's got to be a button, right? In PUBG
It's one
HQ.
button. Yeah.
It's like a little light up button that says close NA FPP duo.
Yeah. It's on the desk.
It's
and
on the desk.
Like, the glass is open. The dude's hand is over it. He's ready.
They're ready to smash that
Yeah.
close button.
They're just waiting for us to stop revolting for a second.
Yeah. As soon as we walk out of the room and shut up, they're going to smash that button.
Yeah,
Done.
close.
See ya. And it's because of your experience is ruined because you're waiting too long in the lobby. Well, we're willing to wait longer in the lobby because we want to play that damn game mode. It's dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Dumb as hell. Moving on.
Custom matches. Reduce the time for automatically closing custom match lobbies from 2 hours to 40 minutes. The host will be given a 30-minute warning after creating... What?
Yeah, so
30-minute warning after creating the lobby.
warning 30 minutes after creating the lobby.
So 10 minutes before they close it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Right?
so probably people were keeping lobbies open for a really long time, and they want to free up that bandwidth for other people.
Yeah, I assume it like... Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. Holding a lobby for 2 hours is a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
It would suck if you had like 16 people and you're trying to get like 20 or something.
And then it shuts
But
down.
yeah.
20 of the
Like
guy
right
comes
at the
in.
end. Yeah.
And they're like, no, closed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple bug fixes.
Yeah, the one you
desync bug
mentioned.
is
Yeah.
in. So that's cool.
And there's a PUBG limited edition controller DLC item, mail jacket, would display in an incorrect color.
Fix that
Cool.
color. It was probably living in the past with the incorrect colors.
The carpet colors?
Yeah. Pea green color.
Ugh.
Beautiful. All right. Let's move into the old PCP, shall we?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, we are now entering the personal computer place.
Personal computer place, the PCP, the angel dust. Just gonna sprinkle it on all over you. I don't do drugs, kids. Hotfix. There was a hotfix. It was a small one. Nothing really happened. Vehicles were taking increased damage. That's fixed.
Cool.
Hotfix. There's a hotfix.
Yep.
Apparently it did a lot.
Yep.
Fixed the bug with movement interpolation, which could
Cool.
cause movement to be visibly delayed, mitigating desync under normal network conditions.
Nice.
We already talked about this.
We did.
So moving
Yep.
on to speculation. The snow map, which we
Hey.
now know is named
Vikander?
Vikendi. I don't know if it's Italian or what it is, but I'm just going to say a Vikendi. A mozzarella. Okay, that's probably racist or something.
That was Italian at least.
Yeah. Yeah, snow map. It's a thing. It's, what, did we determine if it's 8x8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It was rumored as 8x8. Where are you?
It is 8x8, but I'm looking at the map. So we've got a video.
Where are you? What's your time code here?
We- We've got a video from Wacky Jackie. We got a time code of just 18 seconds in. Video is in the show notes. Looking at the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 by 7.
What? No, it's
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's cut off. It's cut off. That's why. The bottom of the map is cut off. It's 8 by 8. The top is 8. The vertical is 7 squares in the screenshot. Anyway, it's 8 by 8. Confirmed. You heard it here first.
keep playing. If you go to like 30 seconds in, it's 8x8.
Oh, okay.
It's good news, and it's space.
Oh, yeah. Wacky Jackie's dulcet tones just leaked into our stream. Yeah, there you go. It is 8x8. There's a lot of snow. There's a lake. There's other fun things too.
Like Stalber.
Like Stalber. Stalber makes an appearance. There's bridges. I mean, all of the PUBG maps are kind of similar. You know, they really like their island idea with the bridges that connect them to move you into different zones, to give you those choke points, to give you the option of taking a ship or a boat, I should say,
Yeah.
up the river. I don't know. It's kind of a standard formula.
That's true. I think you're right, actually, that it's closer to 7x7 because looking at this overlaid map, like it only takes up the middle sections.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
this
find
is a visual of overlaying Erangel behind this new map, and Erangel's bigger.
Yep.
There's a lot of water around this map too. It's like an extra block of water.
Like
all
weird
around
ice
it.
chunks. Like, are those actual land spots? Is there loot there?
I don't know. Yeah, what you're looking at is this north side. There's like all these little speckles of ice chunks. What's what it looks like. But like, that would be awful.
And also, you see how the river is white on the north side and then it's green on the south side. Does that mean there's like it's frozen over at parts?
It definitely could be frozen over in parts. Which
That would-
means like, what kind of vehicle can you take on that? Any vehicle?
The like snow bike or whatever,
Snow machine?
a snowshoe.
Like the Sperry, but the the snow version of the Sperry.
Get Sperry's with treads on it.
Yeah, definitely. Put treads on anything, it just makes it a snow machine.
Sure.
So yeah, now we're looking at some more visuals around the 54-second mark. We're looking at what looks like a rocket base, so it's kind
that
of
looks
neat.
like a James Bondy type of location.
Very James Bondy.
That's his name, right? James Bondy.
Yeah.
Bondy. James Bondy.
Jimmy Bondy.
That's a Boston name if I've ever heard it.
Yeah, we're moving on to minute 8 in Frozen River.
Yeah, it's totally, but it looks like lava. It's
It
really
does.
weird.
Poor texture choice here. Or it looks like the water from Counter-Strike 1.6. You can't see through. It's just kind of like a texture on top of the water on the surface.
When are your videos going to come back of you playing Counter-Strike or of Half-Life?
I was just thinking about that today, actually. I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep going with that. It's been a while. It's only half an hour. It's an easy...
Give the viewers what they want.
Yeah, it's an easy thing. It gets more views than our own podcast on our YouTube, so, give the viewers what they want.
That's right.
More Half-Life. Play the 19-year-old game. Okay.
Okay. At 127, we see kind of it's like a town, but it kind of reminds me of like Alcatraz or something.
Yeah, it's like this castle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks very Scottish. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
That kind of lives on it's more up on a hill, but the town looks kind of similar to that.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of heavily, like unbelievably heavily, is Cobblestone.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike.
Definitely cobblestone.
Like exactly like they ripped off the textures, the building structure, everything. Like the colors.
Yeah.
As you move on, I'm looking at like a minute 57.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's Counter-Strike. Like they took that from Cobblestone. Look at the interior,
Yep.
the arches and stuff.
Yeah.
So
For anyone who's not going to follow along the video with us, that it was just basically like a castle-y landscape in the middle of the river, connected by 3 bridges, which is interesting, but kind of like almost like a town center, but on an island in the middle of a river.
yes, right. It seems like it's walled in some areas. There's some big courtyards. There's some interior narrow corridors. There's some stairs. There's a little bit of verticality here. It's just like
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know, interesting place to fight. It looks like there's no props in any of these visuals yet. It's just kind of flat, barren, like no boxes or anything to hide behind. So I don't know what they'll go for. Will they go for like an abandoned look versus like a preserved medieval look? I don't know.
There's like holes in the ceiling in some of the like towers on the side, so I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like halfway abandoned at least.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm picturing like suits of armor and stuff that are like fallen over that you can use as cover, stuff like that. Yeah. But as we travel south on the map, you can see the water is not frozen anymore. You can take your vehicle, your water vehicle, right down the river. There's some towns on either side. There's a lot of hills. There's no snow on this part of the map, which is interesting. So you've got the idea of fighting in the snow, which could give you more visibility, and then fighting in the brownish greenish landscape with the trees and the brush that you're probably used to from Erangel.
So looking at around 213, we see a town that there's, like you mentioned earlier, there's some verticality here. We see a section that's raised up on a plateau, and most of the town is actually down below it, which is kind of an interesting landing spot. We have a similar place in Pachinki with the church on top, and then the rest of the town kind of lower beneath it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. This reminds me of Novo as well, a little bit. How you go up the hill from the docks area up into that other complex above. And also Zarki, where you have the walled-in, the retaining wall area that overlooks the rest of the town.
Right. Yeah, but that could be a good way to separate your squad from another squad, landing at the higher versus the lower spot.
This just reminded me of a reason why I don't like Los Leones in Miramar. Because it's all flat, it's all buildings.
Yeah.
There's no logical separation between yourself and your enemies if you want to land there, but land kind of safe. There's no real good option for that.
Yeah.
And this gives you that option. So it almost gives you 2 or 3 landing zones in one town.
Right.
For safety.
Los Leones is more like you can land wherever, but it's all hot.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are some really cool panning visuals. The map's not done yet, for sure. They've got a lot of ways to go here. If this are the most recent visuals, this is all data mined information from someone on Reddit that Wacky Jackie decided to post a video about because he felt it was close enough to actual footage. At around 2:36, we see a cement factory. This reminds me exactly of Little Power at Erangel.
It's like a lot more going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot more details, a lot more angles to get shot from. A lot of wide open space still, too.
Very true. Yeah.
Kind of like how Erangel is, where you've got a lot of open hills and valleys separating the big towns versus Savage, which is like little town everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of going to be a mix between Erangel and Savage, but leaning more towards Erangel just for the sheer size of the map and the fact that we do have some open area to fight in.
Yeah, I wonder how much of this will become tree cover or if that is already in the map.
Yeah, this is interesting because here we've got a very solid delineation between the snow portion of the map and the green or brown portion of the map. So I feel like the snow sides could act like Miramar, where you've got the hills and the holes in the ground to hide in and no trees. But then on the green side with the no snow, that gives you a more Erangel-like experience with more trees to hide behind in the end game.
Yeah.
So it could be a combination of both of those.
That'd be cool. I wonder what kind of map-specific guns, versions of our guns we'll have.
Yeah.
Assuming we'll get the Scar back on this map. And maybe the M24 will have a custom winter skin or something like that. It's kind of silvery already, but maybe something snow camo-y or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or less of a skin and more of a new gun, but same.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting distracted by this this video. Yeah, the frozen lake is going to be an interesting place to fight because it looks like there's holes in the ice that you can fall in. So that could be a quick getaway if you need it.
Yeah,
maybe they'll introduce some kind of damage in the freezing water. I don't know.
Oh yeah, good.
But yeah, it's a quick run through. I encourage you to look at this video yourself to get your own conclusions. But we don't have the full picture. We just get a little glimpse at what might be added very, very early on in development. But you can definitely see the structure of the map, how they're doing the 2 big islands, just like all the other maps seem to do. and some of the different terrain that you'll be able to fight in.
Excuse me.
Cool. This is cool. What do you think? What are your first impressions? Like any takeaways here?
I mean, I'm excited for a new map. I really want enough loot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so in love with Erangel until like the loot tables just felt like they got so screwed up towards the end. I wasn't getting any rifles. When I did find a rifle, it was an M16. Like it was just frustrating for me to play, especially as Sinnoh was coming out. So I'm hoping that, like, I'm really excited for a new map, and I'm hoping that it will stick to like an enjoyable experience, like that we will have a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah. Do you think this will bring back some players who may have moved on to other games like Call of Duty and Fallout and Red Dead?
I think games like Red Dead aren't the type of games that you lose players to. I guess it will be multiplayer though. But I think for the most part, the people who like PUBG might play some other single player games elsewhere and then come back to PUBG for like the multiplayer type stuff, or like the strategy shooting.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. I don't know about Call of Duty. But I think anytime you add new content to a game like this, you get a wave of players to come back for sure. I think that the game's in a good enough spot that I think whoever comes back might be mildly surprised by it.
Yeah.
I also think that some people will be too jaded to realize it, and they'll just be like, oh, the game still sucks. It's still terrible. There's still hackers everywhere or whatever, and then quit. But I think for the most part, I think as long as the map is good and fun, this could bring a section of players back for at least a little while.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, you summed it up. I mean, I would just end up repeating what you said. I think the key is that... sorry, what was that?
You want to just go through it, repeat it once?
Yeah, I might as well say I don't need to say anything and then say it anyway.
Okay.
Because that's usually what I do. I think you might get some people that are jaded, are annoyed or frustrated with this game, and this might not bring them back. It's possible. But they're timing this perfectly with the relaunch of PS4. Did I say relaunch? With the launch of PS4. And that's going to be huge. I think the player counts will be the highest ever come, December 20th, around there.
Oh, interesting.
Because
that's actually a good point. Yeah, with PS4 in there too.
Yeah.
Huh.
You're going to get all of the holiday gamers as well, the Christmas noobs to pwn. And then they'll be all playing this new map. People will come back from Xbox, they'll come back from PC, and it'll be really good. If they can nail this launch and get a smooth, well-polished map out, that's going to be awesome. What is weird, though, which I just realized, which I just remembered, is that they did say that they wanted to get this into our hands early. And that is kind of interesting because they're giving you a launch pass with the PS4 release on December 7th. So that kind of tells me that if they are promoting this map as a new piece of content for a new platform, you would think it would be done, right? It would be ready to go and not in like an early stage.
I would have thought, but there is the trend of selling, DLC passes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Way before the DLC comes out. So I think it's not that weird. I was actually going to bring that up, that it's probably not going to be done by the end of the year. I don't think there's enough time.
Yeah, I've been kind of just assuming all along because we see the pass in with the PS4 pre-order that it would actually come out when the PS4 version is launched, but that could be wrong. That could not be right. So I don't know.
I'm hoping there will be a beta by the end of the year. I don't think we will get the full map by the end of the year.
Yeah, that would be a bummer because I just hyped myself up a little bit and now I'm sad again.
We'll make our own snow map.
What was that?
We'll make our own snow map.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Minecraft.
I've got, Minecraft.
Yeah. Get on that. Start a Minecraft server.
Yeah, make us a meme snow map, please. Moving on to one more piece of PC news. The PUBG partner applications are open. They're open.
They're open.
PUBG partner program. Basically, you're like a brand ambassador for PUBG. It's a brand representative and an enthusiasts in their community. You get a bunch of different benefits. They release in-game PUBG partner exclusive items, code giveaways, some physical stuff like shirts, loot crates. We've seen these on Twitter. Super cool. They give you swag themed things, PUBG themed swag. And also there's a revenue sharing program and exclusive VIP party invites. So this is something that I honestly don't think we're going to get, but we're going to apply because why not? We are one of 2 PUBG podcasts with a very large following, I would say. And yeah, it's worth a shot. So we'll hopefully have some updates for you guys in a few weeks because they will answer all applications by December 17th.
I appreciate that.
That means a yes or a no. So that's cool. And I imagine
Yeah.
they're going to get a lot of applications.
Probably.
They're open now and close Monday, December 3rd. So root for us.
Very nice.
Boom. Mobile home.
Beep, beep.
Oh my God, something you did that. Mobile home. Bling. All right. Try it again. Mobile home.
Beep, beep. From the mobile side of HOTDROP, what level are we? Do you know? Sorry, I'm trying to make banner.
Tom
Level
says we're level 5.
HOTDROP clan in level 5 can handle the max 50 members now. However, if you are not active in over 30 days, you are removed. There are still no other requirements to join, but the 30 days is a requirement to stay. It's real chill, most relaxed clan you will find out there that still continues to level up. They're good peeps too, so get on there if you wanna meet the Sofa King crew.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Just do something in 30
Play.
days, or you will be
Like-
removed.
Yeah. If anyone is interested in taking over the role of leader, please reach out to the mods or HOTDROP chiefs. As ITT Tom is going to put on his walking shoes and go recruit members for crews, clans, and all things HOTDROP related. He's not leaving the Discord, but rather going to recruit these players, clans, and crews to our Discord, hopefully.
Nice. Look at that. It's like our own little Jehovah's Witness. Door to door. Love it. Can I say that?
That he's Jehovah's Witness?
They do that, right?
They go do. Yeah, I think it's part of their religion.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
To proselytize.
Yeah. Proselytize, Tom. Do it up, my friend. Sofa King Slick has stepped up again from the Sofa King clan. He's locked down a date and time for another community night.
Yeah.
It is on the 23rd of November, 11/23, which is a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 9 days from now. It's coming up fast. Don't be an ass monkey.
It's also the first 4 digits of the Fibonacci sequence.
Ooh. What's the next one? 5?
3. Yeah.
Then 9 or 7? 8. Damn it. Anyway.
Just guessing.
I'm just throwing out numbers.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Slick says don't be an ass monkey. Save the date. Come and join us for some fun. Pull your socks up. There's going to be a death race. There's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff too. And maybe if you're cool enough, you can get a Sofa King clan tag. That just put that last part in there. I don't know if they're actually recruiting, but maybe if you're cool enough. Who knows?
Maybe.
All the details are pinned in the channel, the Mobile Community Night channel. There have also been some bumblings, some misconception about emulators in the mobile community. So, John, can you give us the Cliff Notes version of what the heck an emulator is?
An emulator is basically trying to replicate a platform. So this is what Tom has his info related to this emulator, right? Tencent has an emulator program that allows players to run Android apps on a personal computer. This type of program can also be found by some third-party companies and in no way is a form of cheating, but just a different means in which a player can enjoy the game. Tencent recognizes this and allows it, but will also keep the emulator players separate from non-emulator players in a normal game. Emulators and non-emulator players are only paired in public rooms. You will know who they are by a slight difference in their game icon. Emulator players will have a small monitor in the lower right-hand corner of the icon. You cannot get this icon from any other means other than using an emulator, and most players I know can care less if a player uses them, but don't try and blow the smoke up ITT Tom's ass with some screen sharing story. That's in quotes, by the way. That's why I was in a weird tone, because he has done his research.
I think there was a little bit of drama in one of the nights. I think someone was trying to pull the wool over old ITT Tom's eyes, but he knows. Tom knows. He's been driving this mobile home for a long time, my friend.
Know. He's got his license and everything.
Yep. He's reaching back and strong arming from the driver's seat. So yeah,
that's really cool. I mean, it's interesting that Tencent like separates the queue and has plenty of players to do so. That's really great.
Yeah,
good for them.
Cool. So one more thing to round out the mobile home. This is like the little trailer that tows the car after the mobile home. This is that portion. Yeah. So when playing mobile and using Discord for the chat, you will want to do a few things to make the game more enjoyable. So once in Discord, you're able to adjust your in-call volume, which is Discord, is in Discord itself, to allow the in-game sounds, footsteps, vehicles, gunfire, to be heard better. So turn down your Discord, turn up your sound in the game. Your media volume is the game itself. So when using headsets, Bluetooth, or wired, be sure that the device's mic and speaker is off or muted, because this will cause an echo in the chat. Don't be that guy. Well, this has been Tom with your mailed-in mobile home content, narrated by John and Dan.
Nice job. Nice job, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. You're the man.
Questions for the show?
They're the questions for the show.
The questions for the show.
There was a very distinct lack of singing this episode.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Jody.
Oh, why I oughta.
All right. Andrew says, kicking it off with a light, easy toss. A soft toss of a question. With winter around the corner, what's your favorite attire to wear in the cold? Also fitting with the snow map, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite PUBG jacket as well? In real life and in game.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, hit it.
I think my favorite, I'll say accessory to wear in the cold is a scarf. I think I got a really nice one in Edinburgh. A nice cashmere scarf. It's super soft. It's very warm. It's got a neat tartan on it.
Does it have a family crest?
It does not.
The House of Gryffindor?
I think I can't remember what tartan I got, but yeah, I really like scarves to stay just like that extra bit warm. Kind of bundles you up a little bit extra. Makes you feel nice and warm. I also, just side note, I got some heat tech stuff from Uniqlo. Some like underwear. Well, it's kind of underwear. It's like long legging type things and a shirt, a long sleeve shirt. Both are very effective and very warm. And I used them last year when I was on the East Coast. It was like 0 to 16 degrees Fahrenheit
Jesus.
The whole time I was there. And I stayed very toasty with those things.
Damn. Big scarf guy. Uniqlo, also, friend of the show. For me, I think it's hats. I'm a big hat guy. Winter hats. Not so much baseball hats anymore, but head is devoid of hair, which means it gets cold up there.
It's cold, man.
And I need a hat, so I'm big on the hats.
Do you get the beanies with that fold up, or are you a flat beanie type guy?
Just straight up beanie with so some of them.
You know what I mean, though?
Oh, I know
like
what you
some
mean.
roll up.
Yeah. So the one I'm wearing currently does roll up one roll.
Like right now, like while you're recording.
No, not right now. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
warm in here, but
Do you want to put it on?
kind of, yeah. Be right back.
Okay, cool.
Big beanie guy. Big
Beanie guy.
Yeah.
I like beanies. It pulls on my hair if I wear it too long. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
hurts my like scalp.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. It's like the crunchy hair feeling.
Yeah. So I don't like to wear them very often, but they're super effective.
Yeah, for sure.
Called
And my
toques.
ears get super cold, by the way, as well. So it helps there as
Yes. Very true. You know what? Beard is probably my favorite attire to wear in the
Oh,
cold.
good
It
call.
really keeps your chin warm.
Yes. So
Try
now
it
you're
out,
channeling your inner Cody. This is good. Yeah, Lord Beardface.
Beard's
answer.
really effective.
Good answer.
Favorite PUBG jacket? What's your favorite PUBG jacket? The one that's worth like $700?
Of course. I think I do like the PlayerUnknown's jacket, the trench coat, or I also like the white hoodie. It's kind of cool.
A white hoodie.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
There's a white
Like,
hoodie?
People don't really wear it too often.
I like the white khaki jacket. I used to wear that a lot on Aaron Gal.
Oh, the padded
You know
one,
what
the
I mean?
puffy one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little. Yeah, it's got like the fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't wear a jacket in game, though. I just wear my classic black long sleeve when I'm wearing the same clothes since early access.
Yeah.
Because nothing really excites me. I like to stay hidden. And a bright orange shirt and a bright orange gun is not going to do that for me. Sorry.
Congressman, with the inevitable release of PUBG on PS4, will you be adding some time for that in the show? Dan,
Rewind
forget?
about 30 minutes and you'll get your answer.
why don't you listen to the podcast, Congressman?
Come on,
and change your
Congressman.
question in the past.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Point click dead.
Yeah.
If you could choose any developer/game franchise to make a battle royale style game, who or what would you choose and how would it work? Guns, what would the blue zone be, location, etc. Wow, this is a hard question.
That's a tough question. I would want. I'm a big fan of Blizzard, even though a lot of people have hate for them right now. I think they're a really good company that develops really quality games.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a very large shooter background, which is a semi-concern. But maybe
Well, Blizzard is Overwatch, isn't it?
Blizzard is Overwatch, but they just have other things in their repertoire that they're more well known for.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it would be like some kind of weird MOBA battle royale hybrid thing where it's a massive map, but you only have like kind of a mix between Warcraft and like a MOBA where you have like 40 people controlling their hero, but it all spawns on a giant map, like campaign kind of Warcraft 3 missions or whatever, and you have to like explore and try and get stuff, and then you meet up with people and you fight them one-on-one, so there'd be like that PvP element. That might be an interesting one to try out.
Yeah.
So probably not guns if that was the case.
I just thought of a pretty cool idea, which I don't.
Tell me.
It might actually work because I know these games had a huge following back decades ago. The X-Wing games, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Oh yeah.
So you could do a battle royale of that game where you're flying like Star Wars, like X-Wings and TIE Fighters and stuff around in an asteroid field. So you could use big giant asteroids for cover as it is. And then the blue zone would just be a really densely, tightly packed asteroid belt that sort of pulls you in. So you could still survive it, but your flying skills would have to be insane to navigate around the asteroids.
Interesting.
That could be cool.
That would be cool.
You'd have to really have a lot of cover, though. That'd be the one difficulty to overcome, I think.
And there's not really like a loot system in that. It would just be
Right.
like...
It would have to be just like floating power-ups or something like that.
Yeah, maybe when you're behind cover, like you take time to repair or something like that, so you can like tell your droid or whatever to fix minor problems or something like that.
But you could you still have
That'd be
shields,
cool.
and you could have the mini game of like more power to the front shields, more power to the back shields, more power to the thrusters, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be cool. And then you could design your own ship, however you want it to be. Like it could be.
You know
like I'm
what?
already thinking of skins. This is the world we live in. I'm already thinking of microtransactions for skinning my ship.
If Cody could see you now.
I know. God, shame. This could be
You
cool.
know
I
what would
like this
be-
idea.
I
This
like
would be
the
cool.
idea. I think that's a good one. I thought of like a fun little addition that you know how there's a lot to do with like a ship sim type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
What would be cool is if you could hook up like a tablet on the side for like some things like shields to the forward shields or whatever. You just like tap the front of your ship and it does that automatically.
Yep.
Or like, something that could integrate a little bit easier than like trying to do like keyboard presses or something.
Mm-hmm.
It would be crazy to do that, but I think that would be a pretty fun addition if any game wanted to put that together. But that was a tangent.
Yeah, no, that like your what was that Xbox game?
Steel Battalion.
Yeah, with the whole controller spread.
A whole setup.
Yeah.
A whole frickin' setup.
We just figured out a way to market a $60 accessory. So
You can't pay $60 for a tablet. Sorry.
we're enterprising, we're commercializing.
Commercialized. Noxious. I laughed. So when you're reading PCD's question, I read this one and I laughed. Noxious wants to know, do we have to buy you a PS4 now?
The answer is yes.
Yes, please.
Patreon.com/HOTDROP.
So actually, I have a PS4, so you just have to buy the other two gens.
What up?
Yeah, so I'll be a PS4 crew. I can do that.
We actually have
Thank you.
PS4s. We both do. So we're good.
But you still have to buy.
But
as a
I could
PS4
use some money to buy a new one.
just to prove your loyalty.
Yep. Two
Thank you.
PS4s, one for each hand.
So Noxious's actual question. I know you guys mostly play Sanhok. What do you want to see from the snow map to make it compete with Sanhok for playtime at the 8x8 size? Is it as simple as loot? We kind of addressed it a bit. We weren't really talking about playtime, but just like the fun ability.
That's a word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I think for me, it's the speed of the circles.
You want the dynamic stuff?
Yeah. I mean, as much
Yeah,
as
that'd be good.
Savage has awesome loot and it's super easy to get geared up, it's all the speed of that game. It's just,
it's true.
I'm spoiled, and I have such a hard time going back to Miramar with those like 3.5 minute, 4 minute circles times.
Yeah.
It's just so slow, painfully slow.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Like having the dynamic circles really makes a big difference.
Yeah. And I think the terrain also is going to be really fun to play with. If I'm sort of correct, and I hope I am, you're going to have the Miramar elements of the terrain and the tree elements on Erangel
Yeah.
for those end games. Because it is fun peeking between trees, and it's also fun using the terrain to your advantage. I think it's more difficult to do sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know that you're in coverage usually on Miramar versus when you're on Erangel and you think you're behind a tree but your elbow is sticking out. So it's a combination of those two play styles, which could make for some really interesting circles.
True.
Any thoughts from you? Is it the loot that really gets you going?
Yeah, it was the loot.
Yeah.
I think you're right that having that circle will make it fun to play, but the thing that will keep me going back to the map is definitely the loot.
Yeah. Yep. Ray says, should Ray be able to ban Lord Beardface back since Ray gets banned every episode?
No, the world is not fair, except when we're banning Ray.
This is not a democracy. Ban Ray. However, I will let Lord Beardface speak for himself upon his return.
Oh, yes, I am Lord Beardface. I think that's how he sounds, right?
Yeah, it sounds right. Hi, hey Cody. So what are you gonna do about Ray here? Can he ban you back?
Oh, hello, Ray. Banned.
Ban Ray. Ban him. Oh, God. All right, moving on. ITT Tom, question for the show.
For the show.
It's a question for the show. Dan, did you have a headache Sunday after the LAN party?
Yes.
From A, running the stream and trying to figure out how to set the audio inputs correctly, and thus being 2 hours late, is the first reason for my headache. The second reason, which I will not disclose on the podcast because it will go against our sponsors, but however, they have not renewed their sponsorship with us, so I am at liberty to say I had too many balls. As delicious as it was,
It's a lot of sugar.
I had 3 cans of balls in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
This is rough. However, it did fuel me on those long nights.
You made it through.
It has fueled late nights for gamers, like myself, for over 20 years.
20 years.
And it's still available in the staple original flavor that some say tastes like an uber smooth cream soda.
And it still has that unmistakable glass cobalt blue bottle.
Of course. With the recent addition of the 16-ounce sleek can.
Super sleek.
So
Sexy, even.
I would say that. I would
say that. Yeah.
So, John, why did you bail on the team after taking on your role in the Hot Droppers in Chief?
I think that's the wrong way to spell bail, so I'm going to answer it in regards to hay.
Okay. I think we're setting up Tom real good for a history of well-answered questions. He's going to take this one to heart as well.
He's always so good at giving us... He gives us questions every week. He's so dedicated. Tom, I'm sorry. I bailed on the team for a multitude of reasons. I got very busy at work while I was in London. It is obviously also a difficult time when I'm in London. The time difference is tough for me. And I want to spend as much time as I can with my wife while I'm there. And once I get behind, it's like a whole thing. It's a barrier. So as soon as I get behind, then I'm like, oh, I want to read all the answer, or I want to read everything. So it's hard for me to log in and actually get to it. Basically my own internal issues. Then when I got back, I was actually pretty sick. Went to the doctor a couple of times. Nothing major. I just could not get rid of this cold. The whole time I was working a whole bunch. Basically just a whole bunch of excuses related to work and physical ability. I have not really played video games much since I got back either, just because I've been like worn out and drained. So I apologize. I took a hot dropper in chief role and I immediately disappeared for like almost a month. But hopefully things will get back together and I can play more of a part in Discord, especially because I miss it.
Boom. Yep. Took our handout of the hot dropper in chief and just pooped all over it.
It was easy. It was so easy.
Pooped all over it.
All over it.
But
I don't even make great points anymore.
No, there's just no points.
Yeah.
Not even great ones.
As soon as you promoted me, I'm just like, yeah, no more points.
Nope. I'm done.
Nope.
Done.
Done.
But you're redeeming yourself, coming back full force right now.
Saving the show.
Saving the show from certain doom. Because Cody is unavailable.
Exactly.
Did you kill Cody?
I have not murdered much.
He's not laughing. It's freaking me out. I remind you time and time again how little murder I do. I have him on record. And to wrap up the final question of the night, ITT Tom says, Cody, you know what? Never mind. Nope. He's still salty about the wind. Tom just says, never mind. I have no question.
There's wind in the game.
There's wind. It's a thing.
You got an answer.
Is it pronounced
by
wind,
the way?
By the way?
No, it's not.
Okay, it is wind. All right.
It's never mind. Did you know that? It's not Nevermind. It's Nevermind.
Nevermind, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds right.
To answer Tom's question about the winner last week, I think it would be really hard to calculate wind
Yeah.
in PUBG. That would be nuts.
Yeah, I think the same, that the one time when it would really play into effect is with bullet drop.
Yeah.
And you're talking like a real life sniper situation where you're laying on a hill and your homie next to you spotting for you,
Yeah.
telling you to adjust for windage and elevation. The Coriolis effect comes into play as well. Yeah, it would be really hard. Really hard. It's hard enough to snipe from 300 plus meters because people move so fast.
Yeah, and with the desync, which is now fixed, maybe.
Big if true.
Big if true. It's kind of more doable on single player games to handle all that kind of information, and usually the games that do it well focus on that specifically and not a lot of other things. So I think it would be a tough thing to kind of just integrate into the game, and I don't know if it would be fun, honestly.
Yeah, I would agree.
And realism isn't a good reason to add something into a game, even if it's in a realistic setting.
Boom.
The game should be fun first and foremost.
Well said. Well said. I guess there's nothing else left to do but to make that hotline bling.
You want to sing it this time?
And we make that hotline bling. That could only mean one thing.
You have new messages.
Farting just takes your discomfort and distributes it to everyone in your immediate area. Shout out to the people who smoked every single plant until they found the ones that make us high.
Hey there, Hot Drop and everyone in the community. This is your main man, Survivor Lad. For everyone who's on the Xbox, if you've been wondering where I've been at, just wanted to make a shout out to all of you. I will be coming back to Xbox really, really soon, hopefully. Kind of like how Colonel King said or did, my wife is actually pregnant with our first child, so we're very, very excited about that. Still got a long ways away before he or she is born, so, you know, still going to be able to play, and even when it's a kid, I'm going to try to have like a work-life balance and show the kid the ropes of how to properly lead a target when sniping on PUBG and all that good stuff. So, you know, got that all to look forward to. Other things that have been going on why I have been playing on Xbox is because I am also in the process of moving. We just got done purchasing our first home together. Second home really. We moved into my condo about a year ago, but this is our first family home, so very, very big step for both of us. As soon as I get all settled in there in the new house, guys, I'll be hitting everyone up. We'll be playing. I'm excited to come back to PUBG. Sounds like I've been missing a lot. Been trying to catch up on the Hot Drop. Hot Drop, always doing an awesome job. And, so Resner, UBO Ray, Downward Spiral, Matt Von Doom, all of you guys, then my friends on Hot Drop and on Xbox. I'll be seeing you all soon, so hang in there. Survivor Lad's coming back.
Sometimes I like syrup on my pancakes. Big deal.